Hello, everybody, and how excited am I to be here today with our fantastic Sandra Hillawi. Woohoo! Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Silvia. Hi. Greetings to everybody from where I am in this totally beautiful spot and the southwest coast of Turkey. Amazing place.
Do you want to show us before we get started?
Oh, yes, yes. Let me. So, this is the view from my balcony, and that's
Ooh, I see
just the sea.
people.
And look at those lovely mountains out there.
Ah,
Beautiful.
I
And
love
we've
that.
had beautiful, the sunrise is just over there, opposite, coming up behind those mountains across the sea. It's been amazing. And we only had two bad weather days or rainy, cloudy days in the whole of the 10 days here. So it's just been sunny and warm and beautiful.
Ah, that's the right sort of environment to do some having some fun and doing some modern energy, I would have thought.
Absolutely. And we did use the nature here as well while we were here, which was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so 7 days of hard work.
Well, it was intense. It was 7 full days and 7 full evenings,
Yeah,
and all the preparation either side as well.
of course.
And but it was wonderful, really wonderful. Yeah,
How
yeah.
did the participants get on?
Well, we had
On-
uh, four who attended live here in Marmaris, and we had seven online joining us. So it's kind of a multi. It was quite challenging to kind of try to kind of teach and keep the bubble going and everything with the risk of the technology, but thank God everything most of the time worked really well, and um, so it was great. Everybody had a great time. They loved it. So
It is really beautiful, isn't it? I mean, what I like about modern energy stuff and the trainers training is interesting because they get this huge stack of manuals, don't they?
yeah,
This
and
enormous
we
pile of
yeah,
manuals, and
and
it
that's
it
quite something, actually. That is.
yes, it is. I remember when we were doing the English one at the View Hotel. People were looking at this pile of manuals and were feeling like, oh my God, I can't learn all of that. But the
Yeah.
beauty of it is that modern energy is a real Lego set. Every piece fits together. There's nothing that contradicts each other. And
Hmm.
in these courses, I'm just telling this to people who don't know this yet. In these courses, we're just highlighting a part of what you can do with it for
Hmm.
certain purposes. But it all comes from the same basic understanding how energy works.
Yes.
So it's really easy to learn. It's really easy to learn, don't you
It's
think?
very logical, and Sylvia, also, to first of all, it's quite it could seem quite a challenge to fit so many courses into the 7 days and 7 evenings. Well, it is a challenge. There's no sort of, let's not mince words. However, the manuals that you've created for the all of the different practitioner trainings and the self-help level, they're so beautiful, so clear, so well structured that you can just pick them up for the first time if you've got any kind of halfway decent teaching skills, and just bring that course to life and add a little few of your personal experiences. So even though we were doing this, the trainer training in a kind of intense way like this, um, I've been in that position that the trainers was in actually 2 years ago with you in Eastbourne when, I took Supermind Master for the first time as part of the 7 days in Eastbourne, as I really resisted it until then, for whatever reason. And, I was thinking, oh, how am I going to teach this after one day of taking Supermind to get the gist and the essence of it? And I basically I had a course the very next month in Istanbul with the first group that was so keen to want to learn Supermind. So I went the next month, and we literally just opened the book. We read it, we discussed it, we did the exercises, we had experiences, we were wowed and, and discovering for anew for the first time. And, everybody was happy with the
Yeah.
completely amazing experience. So even, for a new trainer or a trainer thinking, how could you possibly get ready to be a trainer, with
Yeah.
10 courses in like 7 days, like it's almost impossible. However, it's not. It's very possible.
It
And
is.
it hard, intense work, it's full on, but we did it and
Yeah.
it felt great, so.
The people who've done the trainers training have always loved it to bits, and it's a business in a box. It's what it is. You can make very
Absolutely.
much money from it if you really wanted to. I mean,
Yes.
it's one of. But I was going to ask you about some star experiences you've had yourself, or with your students, or the group
Uh,
together. That's really what I want to hear about.
well, there's a lot, and everybody, I was trying to ask them also, about their own star experiences as we went through the week, and they were kind of saying, well, how, every day is a star experience. So, that wasn't always so interesting without pinpointing things, but things that just come to my mind, first of all. What we did I took them down the beach, I think, on the second day. We were doing tapping foundation and the energy billionaire chapter, how to get the energy from nature. So, and I took the online group on my phone with us and the live group down onto the beach, and then we were all tapping, and the online group was with us tapping. I was showing them the nature and tuning into the mountains and the sea, and then we did colors. I took them round the garden to look at the blue pool and the green and the red flowers, and so we did an outdoors in nature, and it was beautiful. And to be on the beach, and here in Marmaris is a summer resort, and so right now it's out of season, so it's very quiet. It's almost like we got the resort to ourselves,
Awesome.
so there's hardly anybody here apart from a few locals strolling around. So we've had this extraordinarily beautiful spot, almost like feels like for ourselves. And so
Cool.
that was one particular amazing opportunity to come and do the nature tapping out here on the beach in this stunning landscape, and not lose the online group too. They got a nice experience, and somebody videoed me doing it as well. So we've got a clip of that somewhere, which is
Cool.
quite fun. And another one that springs to mind, we're doing, we crammed in modern energy healer in over 2 evenings, and everybody always loves that course.
Hmm.
And the royal touch, it
Oh,
was like an amazing experience, really powerful. And even the online version, because they wanted me to demo it first, so I got into my queen energy, and I first chose somebody online, and I just said, okay, I'm putting my hand on your shoulder. What is it that you would like? And so she said her wishes. And then we just flowed from that, state, the words, and she cried in the power of the
awesome.
energy.
Yeah.
And everybody was going, we were totally stunned. The people in the room, everyone was like completely stunned with the power of the energy. And
Awesome.
and couldn't wait to practice for themselves. So, and then one of the others, we got some clips of one of the others getting into her royal energy, and even I was one of her subjects to receive a kind of blessing from her. So these are, whilst that's very much fun to explore, and there's some real energetic phenomenon taking place there, which you can use in a practical situation, in certain relationship scenarios. You can
Oh yeah.
actually bring that transformational energy to bear. And so everybody loved that one.
Yeah.
And and everyone loves emo, and then Supermind actually isn't as hard. There's probably star events most days. I can, can. Uh, so, and if you ask the group as well, they had their wow moments.
Well,
Jumassier, who was translating us for, because we're
mhm,
here, we've been teaching the Turkish here. We're,
yeah.
Turkish trainers, and so Jumassier, who's the Turkish like a
Yeah.
GOE representative, and also she's a trainer herself. So she got a chance to teach the money course and
Oh,
star matrix. So she had her own star event of teaching, being out, having the chance to teach as well as be translating for us. So um, it was really such a rich, wonderful, but very full on and empowering course, and seeing everybody at the end. I think at sometimes my energy, I might have got a bit tired because I was,
yes.
the manuals, not having the physical manuals and everybody having their personally licensed own version emailed to them each day. So downloaded and emailed to them each day in anticipation of the course that we had. Was extra kind of admin going on. So my days were quite long with the extra admin and the signing of 132 certificates took some time. Took some time, and I only counted at 132. That's actually going to take me about 3 hours, maybe three and a half, to do. So,
Oh, I have
yeah.
this
So my
problem
days were a bit longer. Yeah,
I have this problem when I'm signing a stack of books or certificates.
yeah,
My mobs get naughty. They
yeah.
start doing other things. They're not doing the signature and the date anymore. They're starting
Yeah.
going or something. I find that really hard. That's quite a
Yeah.
lot of certificates, isn't it?
That's a lot, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
then actually, and everybody was very good about it. But 2 weeks earlier from the event, we had prepared, and Zoe had sent the certificate paper, beautiful paper for us to do that, and the wallets to Turkey 2 weeks in advance of the start of the course. And of course, as a lot of things usually get stuck in the customs in Turkey, so the papers still hadn't arrived. So I couldn't physically even sign them. So I had to download each one, digitally sign it, send, save it somewhere, and put them all in folders and files. And that was
let us
also something. Yeah.
let us not let us
However,
not dwell on such things.
actually, no. That it gave me the opportunity to sit one evening and put a whole medley on from YouTube of romantic, easy listening music, and I haven't listened to music for so much music for so long, for ages, and that was a really nice treat for me.
Yeah,
What was the
that,
thing about, if you get, what is it? Something about lemonade, or something about lemons make lemonade
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
When life hands you lemons, make
That's right.
lemonade.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, or
I,
something.
I mean, we do have some wonderful courses, don't we?
The courses are superb, really, and each one is a gem. Each one, the coach. When we got to the coaching course, you think you have so much already. In the foundation courses, the practitioner courses till date. Then we got to modern energy coach, and they loved that I've got your back. That was like everybody was so wowed by I've got your back, the Team Jack relationship.
Oh yeah.
And then doing a coaching session, a proper chance to do a proper coaching session. They absolutely loved it. And then, as I had recently taught Alex's course, Energy Dating,
Oh yeah.
to one of my clients, which was great fun to actually do that. And so that gave me a kind of, a easy way to kind of do the intense version. So they were all looking forward to that, being a dating coach as well. So
Yeah. And I mean, you
just
can
when you
see.
think you've had you've had it all, here's some more gems
But
to be had.
the thing is that the idea of that is that people can choose what they love the best and the kind of
Yeah.
clients they want to work with, to have
Yes.
that
Yeah.
freedom, yet at the
Yes.
same time not be stuck with that. Somebody might
Yes.
start thinking that all they ever want to do is modern energy foundation tapping with drug addicts.
Yes.
But after 3, 4 months of that, it turns out there might be some people who want to be more professional, or they want
Mm-hmm.
more coaching, or they need more energy healing.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then they can just pick that up and add that to their
Yeah. To
practice,
that.
to their ways of earning
Yes.
money. And
Yeah.
I think that's a really valuable thing to have. But
Yes.
I was going to say something about the new training courses. I mean, they are all new since 2016. And the reason that they are all new is because I realized what these courses are about. They have to have in them some star events. The
Yes.
people who come on it, they must have at least one event where they go, oh my God,
Mm.
and really something happens in them and something has really transformed.
Yes.
Now, when you think of all these people sitting in universities and they're sitting there and they're just scribing and somebody's droning on and they're reading these
Mm.
books, and that's what people think learning is, but it's not.
Yeah.
Learning is when you have that
Mm.
real moment where something happens
Yes.
and you've
Yeah. And
understood. That's what
the
makes it valuable. And what I've tried to do with our new courses is to give the most possible opportunity for people who take them
Mm.
to have that experience.
Yes.
And for the trainer to teach them to pass some experience on to their students. That is that transformation that we all seek, that real learning that we all seek.
Yes. And I think, you've really done a good job
Yeah,
in the designing of the manuals to do that from a trainer's point of view, because
yeah,
you can kind of rely on the manual to take you on the journey, through the course, and the
yeah,
energy wave of the high moments and the relaxed moments is kind of all built in.
it
And
is.
that's what makes it so easy to teach these courses, because of that really well thought out structure that you
Thank
put
you.
into it. And
Years of
and then
experience.
I mean, you've been doing it a long time, so yeah, so they're very, very good. The
Oh,
training
excellent.
manuals are very good, and really they're great courses. And those who's watching now, and they've probably attended some or a number of the courses, but there's something else about teaching them,
Oh,
because
yeah.
even I found, you know and every time I still teach the courses, and I've taught some of them so many times, I there's more learning to be had. And I think in the evolution, in the learning experience, that you learn, you experience, then you become a practitioner so you can help others. But the step to becoming a trainer isn't just about teaching it. There's another evolution step for
Yes,
the
there is.
trainer in learning and embodying and integrating that, what these concepts are of life, that only happens when you're a trainer. There's
Yes.
another level of learning and evolution that only
Hmm.
happens when you're a trainer. So it is a natural progression. And then, each time you teach even the same courses, there's something new in there as well from the trainer's experience too.
Well, this is one of the other things where I've sort of radically diverged from the old teaching models. I've come to the conclusion that the training has to be like a ball of light and the trainer's inside of it.
Yeah,
I
that
had
was.
the idea of this teacher and the students are flowing by like water over a rock, and the
Yeah.
students are evolving and changing, and the
Mm,
trainer stays totally the same. The teacher
mm,
stays totally the same. This
mm.
is inherently wrong, in my opinion.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so I have built into the courses these different levels of layers that
Mm.
include the trainer, so that the
Yeah.
trainer can have some fun, that the
I
trainers get to enjoy this and bond
yeah.
with the group in a different way.
Absolutely. And there's 2 points. I remember in my own training journey when you first introduced this, the trainer training, these concepts about the energy of the group and managing the group energy and being a part of that. Initially, that was a challenge for me as a trainer because I was one of these well organized, got everything sorted and structured, and I delivered on that very well. And if
Mhm.
things happened outside of that, I was like, oh, not so prepared and was a bit anxious about what would happen. So I made my own evolution step, and I shared this story with them when we were talking about this, how, trust in uh, allowing myself to be vulnerable, allowing myself to feel and respond and be a participant in the event as well as just teaching it,
Yeah.
and trust my sixth sense that I'll know what to do at the right
Yeah.
time. And that
Yes.
was a really major evolution. And people say to me, when they give me feedback to me as a trainer, that they, well, you're part of the group, you're living this with us, and yeah, I am. And
Yes.
that's the idea. And that's quite a new concept to most people. And
Mhm.
yet it's what makes the beauty of the event, because you bond with everybody. I really love everybody. I
Yeah,
genuinely
I do.
love my
Yeah, I
participants and
genuinely
students,
can't not.
and they feel that, and we all have an amazing experience together,
Mm.
because of that. So absolutely, that is an important concept about being a trainer and creating such a beautiful event. And it is a different kind of an event, teaching about energy and
Modern,
evolution than a
modern energy
normal teacher.
inherently, just so it is fundamentally different from what came before.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
though people might say, oh, yeah, I've been to 10,000 New Age workshops.
Mm,
What we
mm,
do is fundamentally different. It's a paradigm shift. And that comes
mm.
out in all these different strange things,
Yeah.
like how our courses run, how people respond to them, how they are to give for the trainer. Completely
Mm,
different experience.
yeah.
And oh man, see, we have a lot of people who don't want to be trainers because they enjoy themselves so much as participants and because their
Mm,
primary objective is their own personal evolution.
mm,
So I want to go back to
mm,
what you said, is
mm,
that
mm.
a trainer is a step in your personal evolution.
Totally, absolutely. Totally and absolutely. It's not just about teaching the courses, it's
No.
your next big evolution step. And one of the things that suggested to us years ago or some time ago, and I really put it to the test as well, is that having had the advantage of the opportunity of working with so many groups over the years, other things that I've wanted to evolve in myself, which needed a group to kind of to to experience, have the
Yeah.
experiences which I can evolve through, I've used. So,
Mm.
some people who, you obviously know I write songs and poems, and so I share my own songs and poems um, in oops in the courses now and again, kind of scatter them, but I wasn't always confident to do that. And
Yeah.
that's I've I've
Let me
grown in
just have
myself
pick up a
tremendously.
point there. Really
Mm,
important point you just made was that the power of the group.
yeah.
Okay, so we do self-help. And then we have topics where we need to go and see another person, a second person,
Yes.
sort of a therapy scenario.
Mm,
But there is another level to this. To have an entire group help you evolve is a whole other ball of wool.
another thing. Mm,
But for the trainer, this is a superb opportunity. And it
mm,
goes right back to this thing about you're not being selfish as a trainer if you are using the group to help you evolve. Because, in my opinion, there is no greater gift you could give to your group,
Then being in a more
your
evolved
group,
trainer.
to being involved in an experience
Mm.
that actually that they can feel that the trainer is using that to evolve. If the trainer
Yeah.
is evolving before their eyes, I
Yes.
can't
Yeah.
think of a
Yes.
greater gift to the students. This is not being selfish.
Yes, actually, you're absolutely spot on with that. And that was again, I think I had a moment, a couple of moments like that, or I have certainly had feedback from people in the past who said, "Wow, you're just living it like us. You're just evolving like everybody else, and you're transparent about that." And that's
Oh
really
yeah.
great to see that and feel that and know that it's real, that you're
And
not kind of doing this
see,
pretending thing.
it takes us totally away from this old model where there's one guy standing on the pulpit or behind the lectern, groaning, telling the same story that they told 30 years ago of the one good idea they had when they were 17 years old.
Yeah.
And is this like, I don't know, this garden hose, and all the students are like buckets.
Mm.
And this model is not humane. It's not humane for
Yeah.
learning. It's not
Mm.
humane for the teachers. It's not
Mm.
humane for the students. The
Mm.
real magic happens when real human beings come together and do a thing together.
Mm. Mm.
And bringing the trainer back into that place where they are together. Yeah, they know more. Okay, they got the handouts manuals, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be seeking your own evolution through that
Mm.
group. And I don't mean necessarily that the whole group stands around you and prays for your immortal soul.
Yeah.
Although you could tell them to do that one lunchtime, they're there. Why not? As an exercise,
Mm. Mm.
no harm done. But I'm thinking more in terms of how this group is. And then somebody asks a question, or you need a metaphor or something. And if that group hadn't been there, you would have never thought of that. You would have
Yeah.
never invented that. This magical thing that just
Would
happened
never have
would
happened.
not
Yeah.
have happened if it
Yeah.
wasn't that group right there, right now. And
Yeah.
this is what I mean about evolving the trainer. As I said,
Yeah.
not so much that you stand in the middle and they all pray for your immortal
Mm.
soul
Mm.
or dance around you in a circle. Although, as I
Mm.
said, if that's your fancy
Mm.
on the day, there's
Yeah.
nothing to stop you from doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a nice moment like that from a trainer's point of view where, one of the things, in doing my own self-care in my own personal journey, I've kind of developed this like morning routine of now directing energy to the care of my soul, which is this particular new direction of self-care that I'm doing, and is very effective in replenishing and healing and strengthening me for my journey. And I was sharing about this. It was a combination of tapping, heart power, and supermind, and said, "Oh, will you share it with us? Will you share it with us?" So I got the opportunity to
Yeah.
guide them all in like a new process that I've evolved for myself out of the skills and techniques, and they all had an amazing wow moment with it.
Cool.
So which was beautiful. We did it as a morning session, and so that was like a magical moment, opportunity, like
I,
that. Yeah.
I had a magic moment once. I remember this very, very clearly. It was the Mind Million at the Grand Hotel in Eastbourne,
Mm.
2008 or whenever it was.
I was
Um,
there. Yeah.
there was a couple of really difficult people in the group who were doing
Mm.
this.
Mm.
And I asked my dear Energy Mind for something to bring the group together.
Yeah.
And I did this meditation of having this flashing diamond in the center of a circle that
Yeah.
would bathe everybody in the right colors as it turned.
Right.
And so rather than me telling them which color was good for them,
Mm.
it had all the colors in the universe. And so to bathe them all in the right color, as it turned, so they couldn't block it or something. But it was great when that happened and it flashed by me. I was like, oh, wonderful, because I was
mm,
standing in the circle with them. And this may
mm,
have well been one of those experiences where I really thought, wait a minute, teaching isn't just preaching from a pulpit. It could
mm,
be so much more if we
mm,
were to think of it in a different way, if we
mm.
were to think of it more in the way that our training is a ball of light
Yeah,
and you're right in the middle of it.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah.
That's really cool. Well, I'm superbly glad that you've had a good time.
We
That
had
it
a wonderful time. Thank you so much. And for the opportunity to be doing what I'm doing as a trainer, where I am, and with the people that I've met, and with what we have to do it with, I think it's completely amazing.
Thank
And
you.
I'm very thankful and happy for, to be an energy trainer and do this job. It's wonderful.
It is really quite something, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I was thinking this the other day myself, that it's doing something you really love and being able to help people with that
yeah,
materially, help them
yeah,
materially with it, with their
yeah,
lives,
yeah,
and enjoying it.
yeah.
So it's not like, I don't know, a huge burden that you have to drag up a hill, or like some old
Mm,
donkey, with stones on your back. It's not like that. It's more
mm,
like, I can't believe I'm actually getting paid for this, which is
mm,
much more like
mm,
it. That's much more in the sense of how it should be, how it should be
mm.
when we get together and do something wonderful with energy.
Yeah,
Awesome
yeah.
stuff. Okay, well, you have got to pack up and travel home
Oh, yeah,
soon.
I'm packing up. I'm setting off early in the morning. I've got a long traveling day because I've got 12 hours layover in Istanbul on the way back to Cairo. And I'll have to think of something to pass those hours because there was flight reschedule change that created that. So it's going to be a bit of a long day, but I'm sure I can find something to fill the hours in Istanbul for while I'm there. So
12 hour. I had an 8 hour wait in Frankfurt Airport at one point.
mm, mm.
I wrote the entire German Hypnodreams album, the journey
Well,
home, the
there's
entire
something.
album, all tracks. I wrote the entire album during the time I was there. I got really in the zone, and I do remember the last 3 or 4 tracks on it. I
Mm.
didn't even hear the repeating message, which
To say
was,
get to the
please,
flight.
please do not give any money to the beggars. It only
Oh,
encourages them.
oh,
Where they say in the English airports, I don't know if they still do, please do not leave your luggage unattended or we will blow it
yeah.
up. In the German airport, they said,
That's what they
please do
say.
not give any money to the beggars. It only encourages them. I thought that was hilarious. But I got so deeply into writing this
Mm.
entire, it's
Yes,
nine
yeah.
nine long
It
hypnotic
passed.
inductions.
Yeah,
I got so deeply
yeah,
into it that by the
yeah,
end I didn't even hear the annoying announcement anymore. So
yeah. Well,
perhaps we
there's
might
a thought. There's a
we
thought.
might get
The
a new
writing
album.
space. Yes, the writing space that I've been looking for.
I gotta
Okay,
ask
then.
you one more, listen, I gotta ask you one more thing, or else I get beaten with a stick by somebody. How did Star Matrix go down?
Uh, very well. They loved it, even though it was all in Turkish. So I was like, just not knowing, I was present, looking at the notes on the screen
Well,
in
that would be
English,
interesting.
but it was all in Turkish without a translation back to English. So, but their energy was good and lively, and we got some nice pictures of that as well. So, they also loved that. Very happy with that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm
So,
sorry you
yeah.
didn't. That it was all in Turkish and you
It was all in
couldn't.
Turkish. It was all in Turkish. Yeah. So
Okay, yeah, but I have asked, and they looked happy. That's the main thing. That's the
they
main.
absolutely, you can, yeah, you absolutely looked happy. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I needed
So,
to ask that, or else, as I say, I would have been beaten with sticks by
yeah.
certain people if I hadn't
Yeah.
asked. Okay,
Yeah.
Sandra, thank you so much for your
Thanks to
amazing,
you.
amazing work. I really cannot tell you how much I appreciate you. I really do, because you do the things that I can't do. You know, I literally can't. I literally can't do it.
Mm,
So I thank you so much for going out there and teaching these wonderful young women
mm.
this essential knowledge, and they can now
Yeah,
go out and
pass that on and help
pass
others
it
and
on.
raise energy in general in,
And we've
be
done,
contributing to more love and happiness on the planet. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And if we like, and that's this is what my sense is, that if we work together, like in the trainings, you know, if we work together, we can change the world for the better, and we can make a real difference for other people's
yeah,
lives and our own.
yeah.
So,
We
in
definitely
that
do.
sense, thank you
Yes,
so much from me and from everyone in the GOE for your wonderful work. Have a
thank you.
super safe journey tomorrow.
Thanks. Thanks.
There may
Thanks.
be a new album
We'll
coming out.
see
12
what
hour
emerges out of the
some
12 hours in Istanbul time. Yeah. So
that's got to
anyway,
be its title. That's got to be its title. 12 hours in
12 hours
Istanbul.
in Istanbul. Yeah. Okay, then. So great to
Thank you
see you,
so much.
Sylvia. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. I'll put some more pics on the group later on.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Thank you,
Bye
everybody,
now.
for listening. Bye for now.
Bye.